Next question, which of the following plays is an anti-sentimental comedy? The correct answer is option number D, She Stoops to Conquer. सेंटिमेंटल कॉमेडी क्या होता है वो समझ लेते हैं पहले, फिर एंटी सेंटिमेंटल समझेंगे. सेंटिमेंटल कॉमेडी इज एन 18th century dramatic genre which sprang up as a reaction to the immoral tone of English Restoration plays. और सेंटिमेंटल कॉमेडीज में मोरालिटीज हुआ करती थी, टीयर्स जनरेट किए जाते थे rather than laughter and reflected all the moral values of the society. On the contrary, anti-sentimental society is a kind of comedy representing very complex and sophisticated code of behavior current in fashion circles of society where appearance count more than the true moral character. So, She Stoops to Conquer is one of such kind of play comedy written by Oliver Goldsmith, first performed in London in 1773. तो ईयर भी आप याद रखिएगा. And She Stoops to Conquer is an anti-sentimental comedy also known with the title The Mistake of Night. Okay, the next question is, which metrical scheme does Milton follow in Paradise Lost? The correct answer is option number C, blank verse. The major achievement in English blank verse were made by William Shakespeare, who wrote much of the content of his plays in unrhymed iambic pentameter, and John Milton, whose Paradise Lost is also written in blank verse. Next question, who coined the expression dissociation of sensibility to describe the separation of thought from feeling in English poetry? The correct answer is T.S. Eliot. Dissociation of sensibility एक literary term है first used by T.S. Eliot in his essay The Metaphysical Poets, and it refers to the way in which intellectual thought was separated from the experience of feeling in 17th century poetry. Next question, an easy one. Belinda is the protagonist in which of the following poems? The correct answer is Rape of the Lock. The Rape of the Lock एक mock heroic poetry है, narrative poetry है, written by Alexander Pope, and one of the most commonly cited example of high burlesque as well, जिसको हमने प्रीवियस सैम्पल पेपर में भी डिस्कस किया था. हाई बर्लेस्क मीन्स एक ट्रिवियल इशू है जिसको बहुत ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस दे दी जाती है. द प्रोटैगनिस्ट ऑफ दिस पोम बेलिंडा इज अ वेल्दी एंड वेरी ब्यूटीफुल यंग वुमन हु ट्रेवल्स टू हैम्पटन कोर्ट फॉर अ डे ऑफ socializing and leisure. Next question, John Dryden's Absalom and Achitophel is which kind of play? Heroic play, political allegory, religious tract, or courtly romance? The correct answer is option number B, political allegory. Absalom and Achitophel is a celebrated satirical poem by John Dryden written in heroic couplets and first published in 1681. Absalom and Achitophel generally acknowledged as the finest political satire in the English language, and it is also described as an allegory regarding contemporary political events and a mock heroic narrative as well. Next question, what is the central theme of Milton's Areopagitica? The correct answer is option number D, freedom of speech and expressions. John Milton's Areopagitica's central theme is the philosophical opposition to censorship. Areopagitica, a speech of Mr. John Milton for the liberty of unlicensed printing to the Parliament of England, is a 1644 prose by him. Next question, what was the subject matter of Thomas Hobbes' Leviathan? The correct answer is option number A, political philosophy. The English philosopher Thomas Hobbes is best known for his political thoughts, and these ideas are most comprehensively set forth in the Leviathan. Leviathan is a book written by Thomas Hobbes and published in 1651. Next question, what narrative technique does James Joyce adopt in Ulysses? The correct answer is option number C, stream of consciousness. The stream of consciousness novels commonly uses the narrative techniques of interior monologue, thought process of the character. Probably the most famous example is James Joyce Ulysses. Ulysses is a modernist novel by Irish writer James Joyce, and it was first serialized in part in the American journal The Little Review. from March 1918 to December 1920, and then published in its whole entirety in Paris by Sylvia Plath on 2nd February 1922. 2nd February 1922 इस डेट का सिग्निफिकेंस है थोड़ा सा, क्योंकि ये जेम्स जॉयस का 40th बर्थडे भी था. Question: Which of the following is an epistolary novel? The correct answer is Pamela. Pamela और Virtue Rewarded, जो कि इसका सब टाइटल है, एक epistolary novel है by English writer Samuel Richardson. A novel which was first published in 1740, and it is considered the first true English novel as well. It serves as Richardson's version of Conduct of Marriage. Next question. In which of the following novels does the character of Becky Sharp appear? The correct answer is option number D, Vanity Fair. Rebecca Becky Sharp, later describing herself just as Rebecca, is the main protagonist of William Makepeace Thackeray's 1847 to 48 novel Vanity Fair. तो years को याद रखिए अच्छे से, 47 to 48, and this character is represented as a social climber who uses her charms, her beauty to fascinate, to attract and seduce upper class men. Next question. Which of the following statements is not true of Romanticism in 19th century English literature? According to me, option number C should be correct, because revival of classic genres and forms of writings majorly took place during the Renaissance period. The Renaissance was a revival of classic learning and a flowering of arts and culture. Rest of the options A, B and D apply to the feature of Romanticism, but C seems to be the characteristics of Renaissance literature. Next question. Which group of poets did John Ruskin criticize using the term pathetic fallacy? The correct answer is option number D, romantic poets. Ruskin ने ये term coin की थी pathetic fallacy to attack the sentimentality that was common to the poetry of late 18th century and which was very famous, rampant among poets including Burns, Blake, Wordsworth, Shelley and Keats as well. Ruskin originally used the term to criticize what he saw as the sentimental attitude of the 18th century romantic poets towards nature and poetry. Next question. Whose novels are set in the semi-fictional region of Wessex? The correct answer is Thomas Hardy, option number C. Thomas Hardy's novels are set in the fictitious landscape Wessex, and he named the area Wessex after the medieval Anglo-Saxon kingdom that existed in the southern region of England prior to Norman conquest. Next question. Who among the following is most commonly associated with personal essays? The correct answer is option number D, Charles Lamb. पर्सनल एसे एक शॉर्ट वर्क होता है ऑटोबायोग्राफिकल नॉन फिक्शन का, विच इज कैरेक्टराइज्ड बाय अ सेंस ऑफ इंटीमेसी एंड अ conversational kind of tone and manner, also called a personal statement. The personal essay has loose structure and conversational tone, as I just told, and it is usually written in first person. The writer uses self-disclosure, honesty and truth to a great extent, and the writer can write about any subject, topic or personal experience that he or she had. Charles Lamb was an English essayist, poet, and best known for his essays of Elia and for the children's book Tales from Shakespeare, जो कि उन्होंने co-author की थी अपनी sister Mary Lamb के साथ. Charles Lamb has been acclaimed by common consent as the prince among English essayists, and he occupies a unique position in the history of English essays. William Hazlitt, जो कि खुद ही एक बहुत बड़े essayist थे, उन्होंने काफी praise किया है Lamb को in very high terms. Next question. Which poem ends with the words "Ignorant armies clash by night"? The correct answer is option number C, Dover Beach. Dover Beach is a lyric poem by English poet Matthew Arnold, and it was first published in 1867. Next question. whose philosophical ideas had a formative influence on absurdist literature? The correct answer is Albert Camus. Albert Camus, who is also a Nobel Prize recipient, age 44 की एज में उन्होंने ये प्राइज जीता था, and he is considered to be the second youngest recipient in history. He is best known for his philosophical concept of absurd. Next question is related to epiphany. Who among the following is best known for the use of literary technique of epiphany? And the correct answer is James Joyce. An epiphany एक तरीके का experience होता है, एक sudden striking realization होता है. Epiphanies employed by Joyce are often described as a sudden spiritual manifestation, whether from some subject, scene, event, or memorable phase of the mind. Joyce biggest example is A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man, which clearly demonstrates such epiphanies to signify the moment when all of a sudden the person probes into a heart of change of feelings, and experiences a sudden spiritual manifestation and a big change in the personality. Next question. Who first propounded the concept of world literature? The correct answer is option number D. Wolfgang von Goethe. The term world literature was introduced by Wolfgang von Goethe, and he used the word first time in 1827. And he studied some characteristic features of interrelationships of different national literatures and the tendencies of their development and their achievement, and hence he reached to this term world literature. Next question. Which narrative elements do practitioners of archetypal criticism focus on? The correct answer is option number 1, myths and symbols. Archetypal literary criticism is a type of critical theory that interprets a text by focusing on recurring myths and symbols in the narrative. Next question. Who among the following was not a part of aesthetic movement? And the correct answer is option number D, William Morris. Next question. Which among the following is most crucially based on concepts of Saussurean linguistics? The correct answer is option number B, structuralism. Saussure introduced structuralism in linguistics, marking a revolutionary break in the study of language. Next question. Who among the following was not a member of Bloomsbury Group? The correct answer is option number B, James Joyce. The Bloomsbury Group included the novelist E.M. Forster, the biographer Leighton Stretchy, the art critic Clive Bell, the painters Vanessa Bell and Duncan Grant, the economist J.M. Keynes, the Fabian writer Leonard Woolf, and the novelist and critic Virginia Woolf, but James Joyce was not a part of it. Next question. Whose famous slogan "Make It New" represents modernist aesthetics? The correct answer is Ezra Pound. Make It New refers to Ezra Pound's modernist imperative and his 1934 collection of essays of the same name. The slogan basically compels the writers to create out of the material of artwork that is distinctively innovative. That means to be creative is being encouraged here. Next one. To which category does John Osborne's Look Back in Anger belong? The correct answer is option number D, kitchen sink drama. Kitchen sink drama is a British cultural moment that was developed in the late 1950s and early 1960s. तो 1950s हम mention कर सकते हैं इसके लिए. These included all those theatre, art, novel, films and television plays whose protagonists usually could be described as angry young men and who were very much disillusioned with modern society, the modern system, political governments. And same way, Look Back in Anger एक realist play है जॉन ऑस्बर्न के द्वारा लिखा गया, which focuses on the life and marital struggles of intelligent and educated but this affected young man of working class origin, Jimmy Potter, और Jimmy Potter की wife Ellison.
Next question. Which of the following statement about postmodernism is not true? According to me, the answer is option number B. Postmodernism emphasizes the transparency of language as a medium of communication. This does not apply, but rest of the three options apply to postmodernism.